right now, without feeling a single thing, you're moving faster than any rocket humans have ever built, dragged along by something massive hidden out in the dark. It isn't Earth's spin. It isn't our orbit around the sun. Some unseen mass out there is pulling our entire galaxy, and for decades nobody could even find it. Start with numbers you already half know. Earth spins at roughly 1,000 miles an hour, fast enough that a jet could never truly outrun the sunset. Our planet circles the sun at about 67,000 miles an hour, a speed that would carry you across the entire United States in under 2 minutes. The sun itself drags us around the center of the Milky Way at nearly 500,000 miles an hour, completing one full orbit every 200 million years. Add every one of those speeds together, spin, orbit, and galactic sweep, and the total still falls far short of the true speed astronomers actually measured. Back in the late 1970s, teams of astronomers carefully mapping the light from thousands of distant galaxies started noticing something that simply made no sense at all. Galaxies weren't just drifting apart the way the expanding universe demanded they should. Whole clusters were streaming together, pulled toward the exact same patch of sky. It felt less like ordinary astronomy and more like watching an entire ocean quietly tilt in one direction, with nobody able to explain the tilt. It looked like water finding a drain, thousands of galaxies quietly funneling toward one direction across distances too vast for the human mind to hold. In 1987, astronomer Alan Dressler and his colleagues finally gave that invisible cosmic drain a name that would stick for decades to come: the Great Attractor. Something massive, somewhere past the southern constellation Centaurus, was tugging on the Milky Way, on our neighboring galaxies, and on everything nearby, all at the same time. Here's the maddening part of this whole story. That hidden mass sits almost directly behind the disk of our own galaxy, hiding in plain sight this entire time. Billions of stars and thick lanes of cosmic dust block the view so completely that astronomers named this hidden strip of sky the Zone of Avoidance. For years, humanity's single most massive gravitational neighbor stayed a total and complete secret, blacked out entirely by our own galaxy's stars and glow. So scientists changed their tools entirely. Instead of visible light, they reached for X-rays, radio waves, and infrared, anything that could slip past the dust. Slowly, something took shape behind the veil of dust, a colossal gathering of galaxies now called the Norma Cluster, roughly 220 million light-years away. But then came a twist nobody expected. Even a massive Norma Cluster wasn't heavy enough on its own to explain the pull astronomers kept measuring. Something even larger had to be adding its own gravity from farther out in space, hiding behind the very thing that was already hiding from us. That something is the Shapley Supercluster, one of the most massive structures ever mapped in our cosmic neighborhood, sitting over 600 million light-years away. Its gravity reaches clean across the vastness of intergalactic space, stacking right on top of the Norma clusters, pull like two hands dragging on the exact same rope. Then, in 2014, an astronomer named Brent Tully led a team that redrew the entire map of our cosmic neighborhood, and the whole picture changed. His team discovered the Milky Way isn't simply being pulled by some distant object out there. We're actually living on the outer edge of something enormous. They named this structure Laniakea, a Hawaiian word meaning immeasurable heaven, an entire supercluster stretching roughly 500 million light-years from edge to edge. Laniakea holds the combined mass of something like 100,000 galaxies, and our entire Milky Way is just one speck riding along its outer rim. The Great Attractor turned out to be something far stranger than a single object hiding in the dark. It's actually a valley in the shape of space itself. Picture rivers flowing down every side of the mountain range, all converging toward one low basin before finally reaching the sea. Gravity behaves the exact same way. Put an actual number on our speed, and it gets dizzying fast. Measured against the afterglow of the Big Bang, we're racing along at 1.3 million miles an hour. That's fast enough to cross the entire distance from New York to Los Angeles in about 7 seconds flat, without you ever feeling a single bump. But the story doesn't end at Laniakea's outer edges, because something even stranger seems to be tugging at the far dark, a phenomenon scientists call dark flow. Certain clusters of galaxies, far beyond anything the Great Attractor or Shapley could ever reach, appeared to be streaming toward that same shared direction too. A small handful of working cosmologists have floated an idea that sounds almost like science fiction, one that reportedly still gives some of them sleepless nights. What if that motion is a leftover imprint from something sitting beyond the very edge of our observable universe? A structure we may never directly see. Its light hasn't had time to reach us yet, and quite possibly never will, but its gravity might already be quietly tugging on space itself. Some theorists even connect the idea to the strange period before cosmic inflation, when our universe may have been just one bubble among countlessly many others. It's only fair to say this part remains fiercely debated among scientists. Many astronomers think dark flow could be a measurement bias, not a genuine cosmic signal. Still, the mere possibility is enough to keep researchers up at night, wondering what else invisible might be quietly pulling on everything we think we know. Sit with that for a second. You've never once felt your chair drift. You've never felt the floor shift beneath your feet because of any of this. And yet this planet, this galaxy, and everyone you have ever known or loved has been carried along a hidden current in space this entire time. Humanity didn't even know this current existed until the late 20th century, barely a blink of an eye in our entire history as a species. So will we ever actually reach the Great Attractor itself, or eventually crash into the crowded heart of Laniakea somewhere far in the distant future? Almost certainly not, and here's exactly why. The universe's own expansion keeps accelerating, stretching space faster than gravity could ever reel distant things back in. Some of what's tugging on us right now may drift permanently out of reach before we ever actually get anywhere even remotely close to it. So what does all of that leave us with? A galaxy adrift on a current it cannot see, pulled toward a destination it may never actually reach. We are all just passengers on a journey with absolutely no steering wheel, riding gravity's current through a universe that keeps expanding out from underneath us. The strangest part of this whole story might be the simple timing. We only noticed we were moving at all a few short decades ago. Somewhere out past the dust and stars along our own galaxy's quiet edge, gravity is still quietly writing the map of exactly where we're headed. We're only just now learning how to actually read that map, one hidden supercluster, one invisible current, one buried mystery at a time. Every single star you've ever wished on is riding that same current, drifting through the dark toward a horizon none of us will live to see. Maybe that's the real size of the universe. Not just the distances between things, but the hidden currents quietly deciding where entire galaxies eventually go. You are, at this very moment, farther from where you started this sentence than you were when it began, and you will never once feel it happen. If a mystery like the one dragging our entire galaxy through the dark keeps you looking up at night, subscribe, and let's keep chasing the edges of this universe together.